Why the invention of fire still haunts us? There exists a memory that belongs to no one person. A memory so ancient it has seeped into the very marrow of humanity. It is not a memory of a face or a voice, but of a light. Close your eyes and imagine, before that moment, there was only the night, a dense, absolute, unyielding darkness. That night was not merely the absence of light. It was a living entity, full of growls, gleaming eyes, and a cold that pierced to the bone. Humans huddled in stone caves, listening to the breath of the wild world, and trembled. Their sleep was fitful, always startled awake by a primordial fear. Then one night, perhaps after a fit of celestial anger, a lightning strike upon a forest, a miracle occurred. Not a god, but a coincidence of creation left behind a gift. Something warm. For the first time, the darkness was torn asunder, not by the cold moon or the distant stars, but by a light right here within reach. It danced. It whispered. It consumed the world around it to sustain its own life. And it radiated warmth, a luxury no creature had ever known in the harsh heart of winter. In that moment, as that wild and dangerous light was tamed, kept, and protected, was the moment we ceased to be a passive part of nature and began to walk alongside it. Fire had been invented, and it has haunted us ever since. Fire became our second heart. It was the center of every story. Look at the paintings in the deep caves. They were not created under the sunlight. They were born under the torchlight. Those first artists were not just recording. They were storytelling, praying, communicating with the spirits of the beasts, all revolving around the sacred flame. Fire was the first audience of art. It illuminated the primal dances, casting the shadows of the dancers upon the cave walls, transforming them into giants and gods. And then fire cooked. It did not just ward off predators. It transformed tough roots and raw meat into fragrant feasts. The warmth from the flame flowed into our stomachs and spread throughout our bodies, turning a meal into a ritual of life. It drew people closer. Within that circle of light, we shared food, shared stories, shared genes. Community was forged not because we hunted together, but because we sat together. Fire was also the first craftsman. It allowed us to bend wood, fire pottery, and ultimately unlock metal. Dull ores, under the heat of the forge, melted into the hot, red bloodstream of civilization. From this, we forged the plowshare to till the earth, and the sword to protect or to invade. Fire granted us both the seed and the scythe. It was the wings that lifted us high, and also the chain that bound us to conflict. But listen closer. Beyond these practicalities lies a deeper fascination. Every child, once again, rediscovers that magic. They cannot look away from the flame. Why? Because fire is a life. It breathes. It eats. It grows. It multiplies. And it dies, only to be reborn from its embers. It has its own rhythm, a primal dance that no music can mimic. It is the only thing we can nurture, but never truly possess. We can hold a stone, a branch, but we cannot hold a flame. It is always free. And so, we came to realize, the God we worship is also the demon we fear. The very same fire that warms a family can also consume an entire forest. The very same fire that cooks a meal can reduce villages to ashes. The very same fire that illuminates the night can be used to torture and destroy. Fire does not distinguish between good and evil. It only reflects us. In its flickering light, we see both heaven and hell. It was the first tool to grant us the power of a god, and the first warning of the peril of that power. It haunts us because it is the perfect contradiction, both creator and destroyer, both life-giver and death-bringer. It is a microcosm of human civilization itself, a brilliant, warm light, forever on the verge of burning out of control. So, what is the lesson fire teaches us? Perhaps it is not how to create fire, but how to keep it, how to respect it. It teaches us caution, responsibility, the duty of caring for the power we hold. Every time we kindle a flame, it is an ancient reminder. Warmth and light always come with risk, and our survival depends on maintaining that delicate balance. In the modern age, we have domesticated fire to the point of forgetting its wild nature. It is imprisoned in lighters, gas stove knobs, and the filaments of light bulbs. We have turned a deity into a convenient tool. But in quiet moments, when we sit by a hearth or before a single candle, that primal memory stirs once more. Fire haunts us because it is humanity's first story, a story of darkness and light, of fear and courage, of loneliness and connection. And each night, as the darkness falls, we still seek out a small point of light, from a phone screen, a street lamp, or simply a struck match. It is not just to see, but to remember that we are no longer alone in the dark. We still carry that first spark within us, and it continues to warm us, to guide us, and to remind us of our own wild, miraculous, and contradictory origins.